Hey guys, this is Lala Legacy and welcome back to another episode of the second reproduction. So let's jump right back in. This wasn't just a matter of embarrassment anymore. I shot a glance at Kiria, pleading help me with my eyes, but all she did was grin happily. Even all the retainers surrounding us had big smiles on their faces. Oh god, this was just too much! But my prayers were answered. The door suddenly swung open and in walked Jin. But he looked really nervous. Had something bad happened? Lord Gardis, there's something I need you to look at. Is it the bird? Yes, it is. Please come to my mansion right away. I see. A bird? Yes, there's a rare type of bird that I thought would make an excellent present for you, so I had Jin help me find one. They're expensive, so I want to check it first. Okay. I could tell that he was lying. If it really was just a bird, Jin could have brought it with him. The word bird must have been a code word for something only the two of them knew. Jin was his right-hand man, and could be trusted with matters of the utmost secrecy. And on top of that, Gardis' lie indicated that he wasn't going to tell me about it without a fight. That's why he came up with an appropriate excuse to keep me quiet. If I demand him to tell me, he'll get just as stubborn about it. With that in mind, I glanced up at Gardis' reluctant face as he slid me off of his lap. I'll be back soon, Chris. Wait for me. He pressed his beautiful lips against the back of my hand. You don't have to tell me that. You could just go. I shouldn't let my guard down around him. I hadn't expected a surprise attack right then, so I stuttered a little as I bid him farewell. Once they left the throne room, I waited for the door to close, then gave a sigh of relief. Lady Chris, since this is a convenient time, why don't you choose one you like? I thought I said Huh? Wait, is that? My apologies for being late. I'll summon the merchant again tomorrow. Evening was already approaching, and I was watching the sunset from my room. I watched Gardis apologize from the corner of my eye. Why are you so persistent about it anyway? You don't know? I don't know. I'm worried that we might have to part someday, so I want you to have at least one thing with you to remember me by. It would calm me down. Like the ring you gave Lizette? If I gave a woman like you something like that, you'd tear it to pieces and run away. Then why? Because whenever I'd see you wearing it, I'd know you still felt the same about me, so... Isn't that a pretty wimpy thing for a demon lord to say? Yes, but I'm not a demon lord right now. Just an ordinary man. He wrapped his arms around my waist and pulled me towards him, kissing me like light raindrops, but I pushed him away. Is something wrong? A surprised expression appeared on his face. I quickly searched around my waist and pulled out a small box. Is that for me? Yes, it is. Open it. Gardis looked at me, surprised, yet delighted, and took the box from me. He carefully opened its lid. It was a semi-transparent purple gemstone. I'd seen it not long after Gardis left, and I found myself really, really wanting it, which was uncharacteristic of me to say the least. The gemstone's dim light shone with such seductive beauty, it reminded me of Gardis' eyes and the way they captured the twilight. It'd been unexpectedly cheap, too, so I was really glad I could afford it with the money I had on me. Gardis? I suddenly worried that the ring was too feminine for him, so I reached out to take it back. Ah! Gardis! I was suddenly pushed onto the bed. I struggled, a little surprised. Wait, we weren't going to do that, were we? I prepared myself, my heart pounding. I just can't get enough of you. Gardis held me in his arms, not pursuing it any further than that. He smiled, happiness splashed across his face, and landed a kiss on my cheek. This wasn't the first time he'd refrained from laying his hands on me. Because of Gardis's permanent grin, a lot of people gave us knowing looks every day. But the truth was, we hadn't gone further than kissing yet. At first, I thought it was because I was a heterodoxist. In heterodoxism, you're only allowed to have sex on Christmas Eve. I thought he was being sensitive, but we talked about religion the other day and he suddenly said, "Oh, so you're heterodoxist." He wasn't pretending. He genuinely hadn't realized it until then. Hey, Gardis. I looked up at Gardis, who was twirling my hair around his fingers. Am I not attractive enough as a woman? You're so attractive it actually bothers me. Then why won't you ravish me? It sounded a lot more embarrassing out loud, like I wanted him to take me quickly or something cheesy like that. But we were basically lovers already, and I didn't like the idea of him keeping secrets about our relationship. Upon being interrogated, Gardis took a quick breath and spoke nonchalantly. I'm the type to save my favorite food for last. Do you really think I'm the type to accept that? Gardis! Hearing the anger in my voice, Gardis let out a sigh and reluctantly opened his mouth. Doesn't the princess have to be a virgin when she gets married? Don't tell me you're... I quickly stood up and shot a fiery glare at him. After all this, do you plan on letting me marry someone else? The daughter of a royal family must be a virgin when she gets married. That was a rule set by humans, which meant that by abiding to that rule, Gardis was planning on sending me back to Almanon to marry another man someday. Christina. Don't touch me, you idiot! Tears of regret rolled down my cheeks. All that kissing, all those heart-to-heart conversations, and yet Gardis still had no idea how I felt. Forgive me. That's not the right thing to say. It's not an issue of forgiveness. I wanted him to answer my question. My body trembled with regret as Gardis hugged me from behind. Then he said in a voice laced with sorrow, I am a demon lord. I don't know how long I'll live for, which is why... I don't want to hear something like that. No, I need you to listen. My soul will never rest otherwise. Christina, if something bad ever happens to me, you must go back to your own kingdom. Do you really think that I can just abandon you all and go back? That is my request. I want you to live on no matter what. You're a selfish man. Yes. And cruel, too. You're right. How can you tell me to live on without you after you stole my heart away? Christina. Gardis gently guided my tearful face back into his arms. His voice sounded so kind, yet terribly sad. I hated it. I wanted to enjoy the bliss of being held by him, but his sweet nothing sent my thoughts into a tragic direction toward the cruel future awaiting us. Gardis! All I could do was call his name. Content that he was by my side, I slowly succumbed to sleep. It was the middle of the night, and a loud bang on the door woke me up. Lord Gardis! What happened? Jinn? My deepest apologies for disturbing your rest. Seeing Jinn in such a hurry was quite rare. Normally, he'd politely knock on the door or something. Gardis lazily propped himself up beside me and waved his hand, allowing Jin to start talking. I've just been told that the army of Glades was suddenly raided by the Alliance army, with Almanan leading the way. Is that so? So that day had finally come. I leapt out of my bed and rushed over to the window. The moment the view entered my vision, my whole body froze. The sky over the city of Glades was dyed crimson. Countless warships were crowded together, storming over the sea surface ruled by chaos. Mother must have been impatient to deploy the troops without waiting for news of my death. Huh. So it's an army made up of all the kingdoms across the world. Even I'm no match for that. Don't talk like it doesn't concern you. They're after your life. The way things are now, secluding ourselves in the capital and focusing our defenses around it would probably be the best move. Aren't you the all-powerful demon lord? Just fly over Glades and stop them! Yes, I am stronger than most half-demons in this world, but the human blood within me makes my powers finite. Finite. Yeah, I think so. My powers wouldn't last long enough against such a vast army. They'd defeat me eventually. That's not like you. Weren't you always the one standing right at the front protecting everyone? Yes, because back then, I knew I still had a future. You say that as if you've already decided that it's all over. We had already concluded that the situation was hopeless. So why was Gardis so calm? His life was in danger, but he didn't seem anxious at all. It was as if he already knew this would happen, and had for a long time. You? My voice trembled. My tongue was too stiff to form words, but I forced it to finish my sentence. Have you known for a long time that this would happen? Is that why you never made love to me? He'd said with absolute confidence last night that he would die before me. What kind of face had he made when he said that, I wonder? No. Chris? I'll never accept that. I'll go and meet Mother right away. I'll get her to reconsider. She told her own daughter to kill herself. She'll never listen to a request like that. How did you find... Forgive me. I saw it lying on the floor. That's right. I was in such a state that night I'd completely forgotten about the second sheet of paper going missing. But still, that's better than just sitting here. Wait, Chris! Please, wait a moment. Let me go. Lord Gardis, let Lady Chris go ahead with it. I'm afraid that's the only option we have, and has been since the very beginning. But I understand how you feel, but please, let me remind you that you're a king first and foremost. If you still want to stop her, you'll have to step over my dead body. You're my childhood best friend. Do you really think I could kill you? I don't think you could, no. You're a king after all. Jin's subordinates helped me get to the coast as quickly as possible, and now I was running as fast as I could towards Almanan's warship. As I ran, I had seen a countless number of hacked-up corpses lying by the side of the road, each one causing my heartbeat to pound faster and faster. At one point, Gardis' face overlapped with one of the dead men lying on the ground, and I felt like all the air had been knocked out of me. Hey, aren't you the princess? Someone suddenly called out to me from behind. I stopped and quickly turned around. It was someone I knew, a knight I'd trained alongside for years. Princess, so you're safe after all. Yes, but more importantly, where is our Majesty? I have an urgent matter to discuss with her. You need not worry, Princess. Our Majesty already set off to the capital via a different route with the army of Roland. The city should be burned to ash by now. What? Wait, what are you talking about? Are all these warships from across the world? A diversion, yes. Our job was to trick them into thinking we were the main force while the real main force attacked from the north. No! As that word escaped my lips, a roar as deafening as the god of thunder's rage tore across the sky. Fear took over my trembling body as I looked towards the sky. The sky shone a brilliant red across the capital, as if dyed with blood. Oh, Princess, where are you? Gardis! Gardis! I knew he wouldn't be able to hear me, but I kept yelling regardless. Is this it? He stood alone on a pile of rubble, gazing up at the sky. These were his final moments, and yet he felt perfectly calm. There was only one regret still lingering in his heart. There he is, the Demon Lord Gardis! Kill him! Kill the demon and bring peace to this world once more! The soldiers jeered and surrounded the Demon Lord. Peace, eh? He muttered the word to himself as if mocking it. I'm sorry, everyone. Had the commander misheard his mumble as an incarnation? Because he suddenly raised his hand, ready to signal the final attack. Attack! Wait! You! A sudden roar startled the soldiers, and they all turned around to seek out the source. Gardis, are you going to let yourself die after stealing the princess' heart like that? Lizette. Don't you dare do that! Don't give up until the last moment! You have to live on for the princess! What in the world are you talking about? This man's... Shut up! He's not a demon lord. He's an ordinary man called Gardis. An ordinary man who longs for peace and the woman he loves. So the demons brainwashed you, huh? Don't listen to him, men. Kill the demon lord now. Yes, sir. No! Demon Lord Gardis, prepare yourself. Stop. Stop it! Gardis, I'm begging you, please be okay. I rushed back as fast as I could, but the area around me had already changed beyond recognition. I passed the hellish ruins of the capital and sprinted up to the castle. Jin, Kiria, everyone. I hoped they were safe. But the person I was worried about the most was Gardis. My lungs felt like they were being crushed from all the running, but my legs wouldn't stop, not until every last ounce of strength within me was used up. As the mountain summit finally came into view, I couldn't control myself anymore and shouted, Gardis! And then, what I saw was... No! Huh? What is this? A heap of soldiers' corpses piled atop one another. Sitting in the middle was the man I was calling for, and lying in his arms was my best friend, my beloved knight. Lizette? I couldn't understand. Why was Lizette a citizen of Almanon? Why, Lizette? The realization threw me back to reality, and I found myself unable to think straight. I silently walked towards them, and Gardis looked up at me with empty eyes. I killed him. What? I didn't need him anymore. Same goes for you. You were barely any use in the end. Oh well, you were fun to play with while you lasted. Why are you lying like that? You haven't worked it out yet. Huh, such a stupid champion. So laughable I could barely stand it. Stop messing around, Gardis! Why are you lying to me? Huh, what an idiotic woman you are. Did you really believe I wouldn't make love to a woman I adored? You're just another disposable woman. I say a few sweet nothings and you're all over me. Humans are as foolish as I thought. You're lying! You're lying! You're lying! You're lying! I'm not lying. This guy found out and got really mad. He tried to kill me, but I killed him first. He was a stupid, disobedient dog until the end. Shut up! Shut up! The mockery of Lizette shattered the trust I held for him in my heart. Well, I can't blame him. His master's just as idiotic. Shut up! Oh wait, no, whoops, that's Gardis. Sorry. Whatever. Your swordsmanship's rather good. Dying by this sword doesn't seem like a bad idea. Gardis? It'd piss me off if someone took my life. But if it's you... If you can kill the Demon Lord and win back the right to return to your kingdom, then... So you were lying! Just like the destruction of Crofts! You lied about killing Lizette too! Why? Gardis! I just wanted to see a world full of people smiling. I just wanted to feel the warmth I felt as a child one more time. His lips, which had given me countless soft and gentle kisses, slowly lost their color. Words fell away from me, and I surrendered myself to madness. I screamed in agony, grief overtaking my mind. That was why I didn't notice it at first. My trembling hands were clutching a blade driven straight through my chest. I wrapped my arms around Gardis' body, and together we sank into a sea of blood. I wasn't sure what had just happened, but there was one thing I could tell clear as day. I see. So this is the end for me too. Gardis! Through blurred eyes, I searched desperately for his lips. Then, with cramped arms, I pulled him towards me so that our eyes could gaze into one another's. I gently pressed my lips against his and smiled weakly. Gardis, Without realizing it, my words suddenly came back to my lips. That's right, I hope. If there was one thing I could wish for, it would be to hold your child in these arms of mine. Oh my god! I'm all out of time though, guys! If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up down below, and if you haven't already, subscribe. By subscribing, you're becoming part of a legacy. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!